What's going on, everybody? It's Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift on Fire. This week I have a huge shed update. I'm actually looking at it. It's directly in front of me. We're going to do a what sold video. I'm going to tell you 5 items that sold for me recently on eBay, and then I'm going to give you a tour of the shed. I'm going to actually film when they brought it in, so I'm going to show you all that, and then I'll take you for a little tour around the shed. Probably halfway through the video, like I said, and then we'll go back and I'll tell you 5 more items that sold. So in total, I'm just gonna give you 10 items that sold on eBay this week. I didn't do my regular order pull because I had a lot going on, but hopefully you enjoy this one. All right, so we sold a PlayStation 3 for $80. Now I picked this up at a yard sale this year. You guys see me pick this up with an Xbox and I think a Lego set in a recent video. The PlayStation had a controller with it, all the cords, but when I got it home, I don't know how I missed it when I was looking at it, unless it just fell off somewhere, but I don't think so. There's a little plate that covers the hard drive that was missing. The PlayStation did work fine. It was a PlayStation 3. When I went and formatted it before selling it, it wound up being a 500 gig hard drive. I disclosed that I didn't know if it was the original hard drive or not. I didn't know if somebody took it out and replaced it. In that particular instance, I took the controller and sold it separately for like $24 because the PlayStation itself had issues. You know, I got 80 bucks for it. That was pretty good, but it could have been worth a lot more bundling it all together. But because it was missing the plate and it wasn't in like good condition, I thought just selling those things separate would get me the most money back on that. Next up, we sold one of the retro Atari systems. Okay, this one sold, I'm just looking down, for $92.37. I'll have to look, but it most likely was like a 15% off sale or something like that, because I'm still running a 15% off sale and a 30% off sale right now. The other retro Atari machine that you see me pick up, I picked up 2 in a thrift video. The other one's at my at the antique mall right now. I might bring it home in a little bit just to make room to put something new up there if it doesn't sell by the end of the month. But you know, I know the one that I took there is a little bit less valuable than this one that sold here. These things do sell for good money. I can't remember what I paid for it exactly, but I know it wasn't much, like $10, something like that. So pretty happy with that flip. Next up, this isn't a huge dollar amount, but I paid 25 cents for this Lego Mario set, right? It doesn't actually include Mario, but I think it's got this like little beaver guy, and it's like, you know, an expansion for another Lego set. I got 25 bucks. I think I listed it for like 28 or something, accepted a best offer of 25. Like I said, I paid 25 cents for it just about a week ago now, and it sold right away, so I'm pretty happy with that flip. Next, we sold a lot of 4 comic books. This obviously came from the big comic book buy. Right beside me is all the comic books still. I have kind of put that on the back burner at the moment, but I did wind up selling these ones, a lot of 4, for $25.13. Cosmic Odyssey, lot of 4. These ones are a little bit thicker books. So I did the same thing when I shipped these guys out. I slipped them out in a mailer that's basically a cardboard mailer, and then I slid them in just, you know, back in one of these eBay type mailers and sent them out like that. It went out fairly cheap. I think it did ship with like Uni for like $5 or something like that. So pretty happy on that one. Next, a brand that always does well for me. I don't see a lot of other people talking about it. And I think I picked up a couple pairs of diesels at a yard sale, maybe, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, and they did really well for me. I was like, oh, these still hold pretty good value. So now, anytime that I see them, I found some brand new with tags ones at a thrift store last year and sold them for like close to $100, I think. So when I find diesel, I usually pick them up. These ones were like a pair of khaki type pants. They still sold for, I'm just looking at $51. I picked them out of the Goodwill bins. You know, it's not a brand that I hear thrown out there a lot, but for whatever reason, diesel still sells for really good money for me. So if you see it, definitely comp it. You know, it's definitely a brand. If you just, you know, jump onto eBay right now and type in diesel jeans and start scrolling through sold, you might be surprised at how much they still sell for. All right, so this thing is 20 by 12. We've got the garage door. It's pretty level. I'll probably bring a level in and show you. It's maybe on a little bit of an angle, but it's definitely probably more level than anything I've ever built, to be honest. We'll do a little 360 here, and then we'll open the garage door. You can see back here, they kind of threw some more gravel back here to pick it back up. All right, so if we throw the level here on the ground, this is an kind of older level. You can see it's just off a little bit, just slightly. I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. I've got the loft up here. It also is coming back this way, so if anything was ever spilled, you know, it potentially would run back this way, but it's not even, I've probably never made anything this level in my entire life. So there's a little cubby up there, a loft up there. I do think I'm gonna insulate this and then plastic it and then put some sort of, I'll probably just do like pine boards over it. I'll probably keep it very cottagey, right? Like I don't really need it to be drywall and painted or anything like that. I don't know what I'll do here either. I'm also not sure about power. I keep looking at these lithium, they call them generators, but really they're like, it's a lithium battery with a solar panel, or you can just charge the lithium battery and bring it back out. For what for right now, I pretty much just need light out here. It's gonna cost a bit of money, but we'll figure out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna go with yet either. There's a couple, you know, these aren't heavy duty windows or anything like that. So, you know, it wouldn't be keeping that much in for, they're not gonna do a lot is basically what I'm trying to get at, right? They're not gonna like be super high efficiency windows. These are like, whatever, single pane windows, I think. The door, so this is a regular door. Probably wind up putting a step in there eventually. It is a steel roof as well. Pretty happy for the most part. Like I said, I really don't know exactly how much work that I'm gonna do on this, but for sure, I definitely will enclose it to some extent, you know. I think insulation, boards. I was debating whether I wanted to run wires through the walls for switches, but honestly, if I wind up using one of the lithium packs for just like some LED type lights and stuff like that, and run very minimal, anything, there's not gonna be too much electrical stuff out here, honestly. I still don't really plan on working out of here a ton, like maybe a little bit this time of year when it's nice, but you know, for the most part, it's just gonna be storage for me, I think. You know, that could all change, I'm not really sure, but I would like to insulate it regardless and, you know, do the best I can that way just to get it to where if I ever wanted to do anything else, I wouldn't have to rip anything apart, because once I get everything in here, I really don't want to pull everything back out of here to, you know, do anything, right? So before I put anything in here, I'm definitely going to insulate, figure out what I'm going to put on the walls, whether it's just like a wainscoting, pine board, whatever I decide to go with. So yeah, for now, I have the shed. That's step one. Now I got to figure out exactly what to do with it. Like I said, it's still sort of up in the air, but that's my latest shed update. It's at least here, so that's going to be helpful. So this hat came from the wholesale buy. It's the I think it's AFL Crows. I'm just looking down. $45 I got for this. It came from one of the wholesale buys, not the last one, but I think the time before that one I got a lot of hats. Now I thought this one was going to sell for a lot more money. I keep getting offers for this hat in bundles with a whole bunch of other things, but you know, I got a 50, I think, no, I forget, we went back and forth. I got $45. I think the last offer I sent was 50. They went back at 45, and I just said, you know what, I've had this long enough, I'm just gonna sell it. I'm still making really good money on this hat. Do I think it could have been worth more money if I held on longer? Yes, but sometimes it's just time to let things go. I don't really want to be collecting stuff for a long period of time. I'm making good money on this hat. I think it's still a good sale. Happy with this hat sale. Now we're gonna do back-to-back items here. So I sold a pair of nudie jeans. Okay, I'm gonna throw them up on screen for about $50. I picked these up at a half off day at Goodwill. There was a whole bunch of pairs I picked up. I can't remember exactly how many, maybe 6, 7, 8, something like that. I've sold a few for the $80 mark, roughly. I got a $50 offer on one. I think we went back and forth a little bit, landed on 50. And then the very next day, I got a $50 offer for another pair on eBay. So I just went ahead and took that as well. Now, like I said, these are worth a little bit more money. I'm okay with moving them out because, you know, I got them on a half off day. So pants at my Goodwill are about $7 just about $8. So I paid about roughly $4 a pair, flipping that into 50. So, you know, I'm pretty happy. So basically, I looked too, I thought maybe it was the same person who came back and looked because they're similar sizes, but no, one was in Canada, one was in the US. So, you know, I don't know if somebody just maybe offered $50 or kind of went back to see maybe the last one that sold, or seeing that I had sold one recently for $50. I'm not sure exactly how I got a back-to-back offer for $50, but it did turn out that way. And like I said, it wasn't the same person, wasn't the same country or anything like that. I would sell them again for $50. I have no regrets there. You know, it's obviously nicer. I've got them listed quite a bit higher. I think they're on sale right now for $80. So it is a pretty good discount for somebody, but I'm still more than happy with the sale. So I had a family friend bring a whole bunch of different collectible things. There's a bunch of Coca-Cola stuff, a bunch of Pepsi collectibles, some tobacco stuff, there's some brass fire extinguishers. You know, he basically wanted to do like a 50-50 deal, and I'm gonna sell some of this stuff. I took a whole bunch of it to the antique booth because probably it would do better there, as it's pretty oversaturated. A lot of this stuff is pretty oversaturated online, and then you can find comps sometimes for things for like, you know, $50, $60, $70, $80, but then when you look at the solds, they don't sell for crazy money. So anyway, we kind of have a deal where he's gonna get half, I'm gonna get half. You know, I'm spending the time cleaning them up. I'm listing them or prepping, like I said, prepping them to get them out. So, you know, my time is coming out. He's obviously had cost of goods buying these things. So I think that's still a pretty fair split when we're going to go 50-50. I will likely just take his 50% and write it off of my cost of goods, because pretty much all of my reselling income goes against my personal income. So I do have to write it off in a way. Otherwise, you know, I have like half of the sale is just sitting there in income. So I can't do that. So when it sells, I'll pay him out his half. I will write that off as cost of goods because I'm buying it from him. So it's sort of like, I guess it's a commission, but I'm just trying to think of what the right word for that is. Consignment, I guess maybe is what that could be considered. Or, you know, I don't know. Do you guys do stuff like that? I typically try not to, but he's got some pretty good stuff that I thought was worth doing. Like I said, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in the booth right now. I sold two different lots of little Coca-Cola cars. I'll throw them both up on screen. I got $60 for the pair. Not too bad, really. So individually, they're not worth a ton of money. They're worth like $6 to $8 a piece. But if you can lot these things up, if they're like or the same brand, which these ones were, you know, you could sell them. The same person reached out and bought both of them. I had said to them, hey, I thought originally maybe they liked Coca-Cola stuff. So I said, do you want more Coke stuff? You know, I've got all this stuff. We can maybe make a deal. But he was really just interested in the brand, which I can't remember what the exact brand is at the moment as I'm filming this. But I'll just throw it up here so you know what it's called. You know, it's not Matchbox. It's another very highly collectible toy brand. And this guy was into that. So, you know, there was more of that in the lots here, but most of those were open, and this guy was looking for more sealed package stuff. But still happy with this. I think $65 was more than fair for this. Obviously there's fees and everything that come out of that, and then after that we can split the money down the middle. Next, I sold a TV. Pretty happy with this one because it came from, well, I bought it and took it to the antique booth. It sat there for a while. I actually had a box of hats on top of it for a while until I got a bigger bin to throw all my hats in, and then I decided to take the TV out and list it on eBay because it sat there for about a month, and I don't know that a month is long enough to sell it, but I kind of wanted the space, and I knew if I took it home I could probably sell it pretty quick, and it sold within, I would say, a week and a half for, I'm just going to take a look here, $130.50 plus shipping. We got it shipped out in a big box, and very happy with that. I think I paid, about $8 to $10 for that TV. Not too bad, really. There was no remote or anything like that. This particular one, I believe, only had coax, so it's definitely a retro CRT 13-inch television for somebody who probably wants to do retro gaming, I would guess. But yeah, once again, pretty happy with the sale. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like videos like this, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing for more content, and we will see you very soon.